There are two major points in an individual life where an individual will have his or her greatest regret. Do you know you can spend your entire life running from pillar to post, one training to the other, one school to the other, jumping from one relationship to the next, and all in search of purpose, only to find yourself in deeper level of confusion, deeper level of unsureness. You are not even sure where life is headed for you. Why? Because you have heard this here, try to adapt to this, try to do this, and so on and so forth. In fact, do you know the greatest point of an individual's regret? Let us know. There are two major points in an individual life where an individual will have his or her greatest regret. And for this very reason, everyone is expected to prepare way ahead, more better ahead, more prepared before those set points in an individual life. So what are those 2 points? First, your old age. In your old age, you will regret things you would have done if you had taken certain steps. You will regret things you had done and you wish you could right them. You will regret things that you wish second opportunity were given to you. You will regret things that you would have done, but you actually spent all your days doing something else. You would wish second opportunities were given to you. And now the next point where an individual will have his utmost and his greatest, his maximums of regret, are actually the point of that individual's last days. During the individual last days of survival, the individual start contemplating on action he or she would have done, wishing for more time, wishing he could right a lot of things. And having known this, do you now believe that there is a need for us to evaluate every of our actions so we could know how to tailor our life? Now, how does this relate to us? Interestingly, there is a mystery behind these two analogies, these 2 points we talked about. What are the mysteries behind it? Those things you wished you would have done that you never did. Those things you wished a second opportunity was given to you. Those things that you wished that you had more time to do. Those things are actually things you cherish so much. And at the end of the day, these are what defines success and fulfillment for you. Hence, the adage that says a fool at 40 is a fool forever. But permit me to rephrase it. That a fool at 40 is not a fool forever, but a fool who refuses to take correction and has perpetually and consistently manifest the attitude of not learning from other people's experience is a fool forever. In fact, someone once said that experience is not the best teacher. Experience is an expensive teacher. That you are supposed to learn by observation from the lessons of other person's life. And so therefore, if those things that you would have done, that you wished you had the opportunity and time, those actions you wish you would have right them, those are the actions that holds value to you. It then now means that all your life you had spent them pursuing things that holds no value to you. And this now explains the definition for success and fulfillment. And it simply implies that those things you wish at age 90 would make you feel happy, satisfied, at least you achieve something, should be what you should spend your days today trying, struggling, and fighting so hard to achieve. Those things that if you were on your dying bed, if you were in your last moment, that you wish you would have done, those particular steps, those particular actions, those particular moves, those friendships, those relationships should be what should take the utmost ground, should be what should take the first place in your priority. It should be what should take the greatest place in your goal setting. Because once these are achieved, you would now have lesser regret at your last moments. You have the lesser regret in your old age. Whereas, if you fail to consider these things, you are only priming yourself for a life of regret. But when you take the most concentration in consistency, in pains and travail, to ensure that you follow those things that you would do, that you wish you had done in your last moment, you will end up with a fulfilling and a satisfying life. I believe that someone has learned something. So, but as I would always say, people say that a word is enough for the wise, but I would say that a word is too much for the wise. Why? Because in the days of confusion and crisis, you don't need as much as a word, because words like run, move, go, don't stop is a big sentence on its own. So I would say a sentence is too much for the wise. Spend your days today following those things. Spend your days today running after, striving for those things that you wish you would have done in your last moments of life. And take time today, evaluate what you are doing currently. Are they in tangent? Are they in line with things that will give you satisfaction in your dying days, in your last moment, that will give you satisfaction in those days where you no longer have the vigor, where you no longer have the vitality, where you no longer have the strength, the energy, where you no longer have the, even when there are greater inspirations, when there are greater intentions, better clarifications, but the human and physical abilities to carry them out are no longer available. Spend your days today checking if you're actually putting those things in perspective, giving them the right placement, and follow it. Follow suit. Follow it with every beat of your breath. Follow it with every beat of your existence. And trust me, you will end up with a life filled with happiness, filled with success, and above all, fulfillment. Because an individual can be successful but not fulfilled. But you can never be fulfilled without being successful. Thank you so much. See you on my next video. If you're yet to subscribe, do well to click on that subscribe button. Hoping to see you more frequent on this very channel. God bless you. Stay safe.